No, I'm finding this great because at the same time that you're giving us a lot of information, I personally, well, it's not about me, but I've had a history of being atheist, kind of Satanist. I've been in all this. I've read Crowley, Blavatsky, Eliphas Levi, all of this. So a lot of what you're telling me, I've been like, I thought this was some new convoluted new thing with all these Greek translations, but no, it's just the same old
Right,
Yeah.
it is.
Satanist.
Yeah.
Right. Well, one of his great loves is you have to pay attention to like the reading list, what they want you to watch, what references they're giving, who do they read a lot, and one of Hillman's saviors is Lord Byron. And what did Lord Byron do? He created a sexual revolution after he went into the classics. And what is his name? Terence McKenna. Terence McKenna said that any time that, civilization is, hinging on some horrible catastrophe or downfall, they will go to the classics, and then you have your Renaissance. Well, he is here to start a Renaissance. He considers himself a modern Renaissance man. I heard from his own mouth, I am the Antichrist. I'm here to set myself aflame. Like he was screaming it. So I was involved in a lot of late night secret conversations where a lot of things were going on.
This is something we've been curious, and maybe you can give us a definite answer, because Ammon is always very sketchy and slimy when he's asked, what is the Medea? Who is the Medea?
Queen of Babylon. Or as
sure.
Rob,
we heard it before.
Father Rob put it, the
what,
whore of Babylon, which is, I think, the way the Bible refers to it.
What it is for him.
We're dealing with somebody who is myth weaving, okay? He's myth spinning. So it's hard to pinpoint because Medea has been the first Christ, has been the mother of medicine, has been the mother of magic, has been the whore of Babylon, has been the Ukrainian soldier woman. I mean, so we're dealing with a myth spinner, okay? And so he's taken ancient Bronze Age situations or tales and stories. He's brought it into Jesus's time, mixed it in a bunch, and then brought it into modern and put it into a modern context. Like he wants these ancient mysteries to come back.
Yeah, because I think one of the first times we saw him, probably on the Danny Jones thing, I tried to search for Medea on Google, and
just get Tyler Perry
or a place, because it's also the name of a place. It's not a big thing. If you actually try to search for it, it's not really a big thing.
Because they tried to hide
a name in Greece. Yeah, and like the name of a city, I guess. That's what I gathered. There's not a lot. So I was expecting him to be like compounding things under that. So would you say that he's basically doing his own brand of chaos magic? He's producing his own code, his own mysticism, his
vaguely
his
gay
own
chaos magic, I believe is the way it's phrased.
I honestly think he's part of a ancient Orphic tradition that is part of the New World Order to move in a lot of these concepts.
So you think he's like a satellite chapter?
I'm just going from, 10 months of indoctrination from Snappy.
Yeah.
That they're flipping the poles. They mean to flip the poles, the Great Reset and flipping the poles. Where are they talking about North and South Pole of the equator? What are they talking about? They're talking about your moral compass, where right is wrong and good is bad and bad is good.
Yeah.
More
Inversion.
so,
Yes,
so that bad is now good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine having to live in the shadows for hundreds of years under the guise of Christianity or under the guise of Masonry or under the guise of, being a good person as far as a politician or in the music industry or whatever. Really tired of living in the shadows. You can see the push in Hollywood. You can see it in the music. Everything is being flipped. Well, you have to understand the Orphic mysteries. Orpheus was the first pederast, okay?
Okay.
He lost his wife. She got bit on the heel by a snake on their marriage day, and then she died and went down into Hades. And he was so love stricken, he took his lyre and he's like, surely I can talk them into let me have my girl back. So he goes down, he plays some music, he got his girl back, but the stipulation, like Lot, is you could not turn around and look at her. Well, he is in front of her and he's playing and she's teasing him. Is that really you? Are you really my husband? Are you really going to get me out here and teasing? And he just could not wait till the entrance or get out the entrance. He turned around, looked at her, and she's waving goodbye and sinking back into the underworld. And he's like, well, fuck this shit. I would rather experience the love of young boys as opposed to dealing with a woman ever again. And so you have this tradition that rejects women, right? You have this tradition that recruits and grooms young men. So what this is showing you is that, like, they want to be able, here it is, greetings, Ammon. Are we able to access the realm of Medea through natural resources of today, not so much as in the desirous interactions, but with others, like, because you need a prepubescent child to do these mystery rites.
Mm-hmm.
So, but more along the lines of seeing beyond this timeline. And then he says, this was directly from Ammon, okay? If the tech worked then, talking about how the child would be a drug processing plant for the mystery drug, it stands to reason it would work now. Too bad we have no cup. All bets are off without a cup. So...
Yeah, and you explained to us that the cup is the prepubescent...
Is the prepubescent uterus. It was the aborted fetus mixture.
The adrenochrome?
Oh, no. We're talking about an aborted fetus that come out during drug-induced sexual ecstasy.
I mean,
The whore of Babylon and her cup of abominations is what we're talking about.
That's all the...
There's a video of him
pull
where he
the-
looks like that, and he's giving a talk on this stuff, and Carl Ruck, the guy he claims is on his side 100%, is in the audience going, "It wasn't a boy. He didn't start off naked. I don't even think Jesus was real." Like, I'm serious, that's real. Carl Ruck didn't even think Jesus was a real person.
All right, pull her screen
I
up.
don't even understand why children are involved unless you're doing like a live recreation.
They are. Okay, you know what, Eric? Here, I'll explain this way.
So
I'll explain this way.
The only reason for adults and very small children to be in churches is if you're doing a live recreation of what is that thing? The first Christmas or whatever.
Nativity.
Nativity.
Can't remember.
You all need to
first
tell him.
nativity, yeah.
Why they need prepubescent children. They're entered into the priestesshood traditionally in ancient Greece, entered into priestesshood at age 7 and given small amounts, think the Princess Bride, small amounts of this up until the point of puberty, okay? And the prepubescent aborted fetus drug mixture is the sacrament Okay.
Well, that was back in ancient Greece, like you just said, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
Right.
It's not
And he's
ancient
saying
Greece.
They don't. Eric, they don't even
Not
know
ancient Greece.
what they were doing in ancient Greece. I'll just put it this simple.
Yeah.
Ammon is doing what the elites do as a fan, like a fan, a wannabe.
He's a
He
Satanist
wants to be
fanboy.
doing what the Satanists do. They don't
Right.
know nothing
Right.
about what they actually did in Greece, but they project those ideas and try to justify them by putting a code of ancient.
No, Kyle. It goes back like just this week. I had to use this saying on one of the older fucking guys in the business, and he was like, "Yeah, back in the old days." And I looked down as soon as he said it, I didn't even want to finish his sentence. I said, "You know why they're called the old days? Because they're the old days."
Jesus was the purple man, living in a desert, purple land. Snake bite to the head, antidote from a boy's gland.